Hello and welcome to Pattern Making with Let Morris. I hope you're having a blessed day. We're going to be doing today this dress. We've started it and we're just going to come back to it now. We're going to go on to the back. We've already done the front panel and the side panels, the bottom frill of the front. So now we're going to be doing the back panel and the side and also the back flounce of this dress. So I hope you will come along with me, and if you are not able to watch it now, you can always go back and look at the YouTube channel, or if you're in the group, it will be posted on the group. And I just want to thank you all for watching, and I hope you're not only just watching, as I always say, but you are practicing and being able to make these patterns from your blocks. And I'd like to just say, don't forget to comment if you're not understanding something. I'm here to help you through it. Also, don't forget to share. Tell someone about it. If it's not for you, I'm sure there's somebody out there want to learn. And also don't forget to subscribe. So here we go. We're going to go on to the back now and carry on with the style. It's going to be done in a few stages. I've done stage 1, this is stage 2, and we're just going to carry on. So here we go. That's the style of the dress, and this is the block that of the back that we've got. We mark around the block. As I always say, we do start off with our block. You mustn't forget we're making patterns from blocks here. We're not just cutting out. We've already got the fit of our block. So this is what your extended block look like here. These are your blocks, and we've done the front already. And this is the back. I've already pre-marked it out, and I've extended it to the length that I want. I transfer all the information on, and this is what it looks like now. I'm ready to start to do my pattern, but you must remember to have your pattern paper, because we do the patterns on paper, spot across, or brown paper or plain white paper, whatever paper you can get hold of. So now that we've got the draft, this is what I call a draft of the style that we're going to do, the back section. I just run through it quickly. I've already marked on here the lines that I want for my panel. So I've come down from the shoulder. You've got to remember, you've got to, from your neck point, which is here, you go in, whatever the amount you go in on the front, whether it's an inch, 3/4 of an inch, whatever the measurement, you've got to keep it the same over the back. So I've already marked it here, and I reshaped the neckline, and I've marked the line on. It's got to be the same because they all have to match up, the front and the back, same distance from there to there. And I've continued the line down to my darts, and then from the end of the dart I've taken a straight line down, because I'm going to get rid of this dart. I don't want the dart in there, and I'm going to throw it into the seam. So I've marked that on, and I've also marked on the distance where I want the frill to be, and I've shaded it in. So it's that section there, and this is the center back, and that is the side. I've also marked on my grain line, which is parallel to the center back out, and I've drawn a straight line up. So you've got all your lines, all your information on, and you're ready now to create the pattern shape. So what we have to do is we're going to transfer this, like all this section, and another sheet of paper where we can add our seam allowance that we need. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to trace off this back neckline, the new one, down there, right along here and across here. So I'm just going to cut it off so that you can see. So I'm going to cut along here, and I'm going to go up this line here that I've drawn. This is going to be this section that I'm cutting up, and as you see, I'm going up this side of the dart to the waist, right up along here to the shoulder where I've got this line. And I'm going to take that all the way up to there. Once I've done that, it's separated like that. So this is my going to be my center bit, and this will be my side section where I shade in, and this is my frill, my flounce section. So I'm going to put that on one side, and I'm going to start by doing the center back. You mustn't forget to take your neck bit off. You never throw away the bits that you're cutting out or you've traced off, because you can always go back to them to see where if you've gone wrong. So I'm going to place that on a new sheet of paper. I'm going to do a straight line on my paper and then bring that pattern piece right up to that straight edge. Take a straight line down, make sure it's all the way down. I'm going to bring that up to my line like that, and then I'm going to mark around it. So you mark around the neckline, along the shoulder, and down the panel line here, like that. Make sure it's right up to the edge of the straight line that you have drawn. And then I'm going to put my waist notch in there, put a little mark along the bottom. And once you've got that, all we do is we're going to take that away, put that on one side, and then with your ruler, you just make straight lines where there's straight lines, where there is a curve. All you do is just follow the curve around. You can either do that with your curve, or if you've got a steady hand, you can just curve it yourself. Like that, take straight lines down and across the shoulder, which is another straight line. And all we do now is just add the 1 centimeter on the shoulder that we need. And we need 1/4 inch around the neckline, like that. And we need 1 centimeter down the front, the center back, because this is now your center back. So we're going to put a centimeter because that's a straight line. And you take it all the way down through there, all the way, 1 centimeter, and then you put a centimeter at the bottom, because that's all you need, centimeter, and then you come up the panel seam a centimeter as well. So you just follow that through, follow it through a centimeter around the seam as it goes, and you take it all the way up, take it right up to the top, 1 centimeter to meet the shoulder seam. And then once again with your curve, or you can just curve the line, you follow it through and you do a nice curve shape all the way around the hip section there. Don't forget to put that notch in. And then we're going to put another notch halfway between the bottom and the waist. They're just balance notches, and you could put one halfway between the shoulder and the waist here. And these are balance lines to help you to join your seams together nicely. So once you've got that, you're going to use this straight line for your grain line. And this is now your center back, and you're going to cut 2 of those. So once you've done that, you're going to get your other section, which is the side, this section here. We're going to trace that off, and we're going to add seam allowance. So once again, you're going to take that off there, and you're going to put that bit at the side, and then you're going to cut up on this side of the dart like this. We're going to take the dart out because we don't want the dart in there, because it's now going to be the seam. It's now going to be hidden the seam when we seam the garment up. So we've got that shape here, and that is your side. So what I'm going to do again, I'm going to draw a straight line so that I can place my grain line on that straight line as a guideline for me. So you know we've got our grain line there. So I'm just going to place that onto the line that I've drawn, and you can secure it down with a pin or the prick stick like that. And then I'm going to mark that out around there. I'm going to put in my waist notch on there as well, and come around the armhole, round the shoulders, at the bottom, and up the panel seam like that. So once you've got that, you've got your balance marking, you can take that away. And this is now your green line on there. You've got to put that back on there because we missed it there, and make sure it's marked on there. We missed it. So we've got that shape in. So all we do now is get smooth lines all the way down, and we just follow the line all the way around, so we get a nice curve in there. And before we put the notches in, we've got to cut this one out and make sure this line fits on this line when we've finished. So now all we have to do is to add your seam allowance again, your centimetre on the shoulder, and around the armhole we're going to put a centimetre as also around there. So you measure that off and you mark it on, and then we're going to come down the side a centimetre. Make sure we've got nice lines there. I'm just going to get that line, nice smooth line into there, and then we just come down, we follow that shape all the way around. We're going to follow that, and we're going to come down the side around the hip section a centimetre all the way until we get to the bottom. We just mark in the centimetre all the way down, and then we just add centimetre on the bottom. Make sure that line is nice and smooth, and we add the centimetre on the bottom like that, and then we come up this section a centimetre again, because we know that these lines have to join together, and we just follow it round centimetre all the way around, keeping the shape that we've got here. Give it a nice smooth shape in there, and here we go, and follow that right round to there, and then we can rub out any lines that we're not wanting. So we've got smooth lines, and we've got smooth lines going round on these section here, and we just connect up our lines smooth into there like that, and then round into there. We follow the shape round. So once we've got that, this is now your side back, and we're going to be cutting 2 of those. So once you've got that, you cut out this shape, and you check that seams fit onto that seam, and then you put your balance mark in at the same position, because you have to join that through there. And so once we've got that, we can put that on one side, and we can get the bottom bit that we have, and we're going to separate it into 3 sections. So we go 1, 2, 3. So it's 1, 2, 3. And once we've got that, we cut up on those lines that we've marked. We don't cut it all the way through. We leave a little bit dangling. We do exactly like the front. If you see what we did at the front, and we slash it, and then we get another sheet of paper and we open out. The thing is, if you've got the same measurement along here as you've got on the front, you don't need to do another one of these. You can use the front that we've already done. But just to run through it quickly, this is what we do. We place that on the fold, and then we open out. You can do a half circle if you want, 3/4 or a quarter circle, or just open up as much as you want. But it's very important that we open it evenly. So you've got some in the same amount you've got in there, you've got the same amount there. The reason for that is that when you join this bottom part of the skirt onto the top half of the skirt, it gives a nice float at the bottom, flounce. You know, it just hangs nice. If you just put it in one place by adding it to the side, all that amount that you've had added onto the side just stays on the side. But when you get used to opening out your pattern piece and you get the spacing the same, you know that's even. So once you've opened out and you're happy with that amount that you've put in, as I said, you can open it more, but I don't want to go too, I don't want it too full. So once you're happy with that, you just mark the top of it. The lines are broken, but you don't worry about that. Just mark them, each piece at the top, and then you mark along the side, and you do the same at the bottom. You mark along each piece that's open, so you've got a guideline to give you a nice curve. And once you've got that, you can take your pattern piece away, then you straighten up your lines, and then you get a nice curve around. You follow that around, or you use your curve and you curve that into that mark. And then you do the same thing here. These section that you've got to have a good curve to come round. But at this point where it's on the bias, I only come up about 1/4, 3/8 of an inch here, and then I just follow it round till it touches there, and I come round until it touches my front, and then I can take those, rub those lines out because I'm not going to use them. And then with your curve, you just give it a nice curve. You just curve it so it's nice and curved, so you get a nice rounded shape. And then you just add your seam allowance, which is 1 centimetre at the bottom, centimetre on the side, centimetre around this section. But before you cut out again, you have to check that your pieces are fitting into this section here. You've got to make sure these pieces here, from here to here and from here to here, fit into this section here. And this would be your back, and you're going to cut one of those. That is your back. You can call it a frill. Fits into your back. So those are the pieces that you need for your back. But the key is you've got to remember to put your balance mark in. So it's on the same distance from there to there, same distance from that one to that one, distance, same distance, and you line up your seam allowance. So that is how you construct the back section of the dress. So I hope you're following that through, and we're just going to go on to the next time we come back. I'm going to break here at this point as well. After we cut those out, I'll come back to you and we look at all the pieces that we have created. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be showing you how to create the frill, the flounce for over the sleeve and going into the seam. So I'm going to break now and we're going to come back to that. So I hope you're following that. As I said before, if you're not sure on anything at all, don't be afraid to inbox me and let me know, and I will help you through this. So we're going to take a break and we're going to come back to this very shortly. Bye.